Look into the deepest, most ancient corners of the cosmos, and you will find a profound paradox written in light. The most luminous beacons in the universe, shining with the brilliance of a trillion suns, are powered by entities defined by absolute darkness. We are conditioned to think of black holes as ultimate destroyers, cosmic vacuum cleaners indiscriminately swallowing everything in their path. Yet, this is a profound misconception. When we peer past the veil of our local stellar neighborhood and gaze into deep time, we discover that the universe's ultimate apex predators are also its most magnificent creators. They are not merely the endpoints of stellar collapse or silent graves of gravity. They are the supreme cosmic engines driving the evolution of reality itself. To understand this breathtaking transformation from destroyer to engine, we must travel to the very heart of a galaxy. Here, millions or even billions of times more massive than our own sun, resides a supermassive black hole. Its gravitational dominance dictates the architecture of the surrounding galactic core, holding millions of stars in a delicate orbital dance. But a dormant supermassive black hole is invisible, a silent anchor resting in the dark. It is only when this sleeping giant wakes, when it begins to aggressively feed on its surroundings, that the true spectacle begins. This violent awakening transforms the quiet galactic center into an active galactic nucleus, or AGN. The fuel for this colossal cosmic engine is the interstellar medium itself, vast, sprawling clouds of primordial gas, wandering stars that strayed too close, and immense volumes of cosmic dust are drawn inexorably toward the gravitational abyss. As this material falls inward, it does not drop straight down into the void. The fundamental laws of physics, specifically the conservation of angular momentum, force the doomed matter into a frenzied, swirling vortex known as an accretion disk. This is a flattened maelstrom of unimaginable violence and kinetic energy. Within the disk, particles are accelerated to significant fractions of the speed of light, smashing together in a chaotic, inescapable traffic jam of cosmic proportions. The sheer friction generated by this high-speed collision course is staggering. The accretion disk heats up to tens of millions of degrees, glowing with intense, blinding thermal radiation. The infalling matter is literally torn apart into a swirling, electrified plasma, stripping electrons entirely from their atomic nuclei. Just before crossing the event horizon, that absolute point of no return, this superheated plasma releases a torrential outpouring of energy. It radiates across the entire electromagnetic spectrum, from long radio waves to blinding visible light, all the way to searing high-energy X-rays. The absolute darkness of the singularity is entirely masked by the blazing inferno of its own catastrophic feeding frenzy. Yet the blazing disk of plasma is only half of the engine's total output. The extreme physics of this environment twists and contorts the surrounding magnetic fields into unimaginable configurations. These invisible lines of magnetic force become tightly wound around the black hole's axis of rotation, acting like a colossal electromagnetic slingshot. A fraction of the infalling matter, superheated and electrically charged, is caught in this immense magnetic grip mere moments before it can be swallowed by the event horizon. It is violently redirected outward, channeled with brutal efficiency to the north and south poles of the rapidly rotating black hole. From these poles erupt twin beams of pure, concentrated energy and matter. These are the relativistic jets. Blasting outward at nearly the speed of light, these jets are cosmic blowtorches of plasma that pierce entirely through the host galaxy and extend for hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions, of light years into the cold intergalactic void. They carry kinetic energy equivalent to billions of simultaneously exploding supernovae. The power of these jets is so immense that they can literally reshape the massive structure of the cosmos around them, pushing aside intergalactic gas and carving out colossal, glowing, radio-emitting lobes in deep space that dwarf the galaxies that birthed them. When an active galactic nucleus reaches this absolute pinnacle of feeding and erupting, it earns a new, legendary title. It becomes a quasar, Short for quasi-stellar radio source, a quasar is the supreme manifestation of black hole power. A single quasar can easily outshine the combined light of every single star in its host galaxy by a factor of 1,000 or more. If a quasar were somehow placed at the distance of the nearest star system to Earth, it would shine as brightly in our sky as the sun, despite being trillions of miles further away. It is an engine of light that defies mortal comprehension. Because quasars are so extraordinarily bright, their light can traverse the entire expanse of the observable universe before finally reaching our telescopes. This makes them the ultimate cosmic lighthouses, illuminating the dark shores of the ancient cosmos. But in the realm of astrophysics, looking across vast reaches of space is also looking back in deep time. The light we capture from the most distant quasars began its journey over 13.0 billion years ago. We are seeing these engines as they existed in the universe's turbulent infancy, a chaotic era when galaxies were constantly colliding and coalescing, providing an endless, violent buffet of raw gas to fuel the central singularities. The existence of these ancient, blazing beacons forces a profound realization about the life cycle of the cosmos. The supermassive engines do not merely sit passively within their stellar cities, consuming whatever falls their way. They actively govern the fate of their host galaxies. The intense radiation blasting from the accretion disks and the immense kinetic force of the relativistic jets exert a massive outward pressure on the surrounding galactic environment. This phenomenon, known as AGN feedback, acts as a brutal but necessary cosmic thermostat. When the central black hole feeds too greedily, the resulting quasar ignition generates stellar winds so powerful they physically sweep the surrounding galaxy clean of its cold, star-forming gas. The engine effectively chokes off its own fuel supply, but in doing exactly that, it also completely halts the birth of new stars. It is a violent, necessary equilibrium. Without the regulatory power of these central engines, galaxies would grow unchecked, producing massive stars until they burned out in rapid, explosive exhaustion, leaving behind nothing but dead, chaotic remnants. Instead, the engine dictates the pace of creation. This intricate, destructive dance between the black hole and its host galaxy is one of the most intensely studied fields of modern cosmology. We now observe a fascinating universal rule. The mass of a supermassive black hole is almost perfectly correlated with the mass of the galaxy's central bulge of stars. This lockstep mathematical relationship strongly suggests they grew up together, their evolutions inextricably linked through cosmic history. The engine and the vehicle were forged in the exact same primordial fire, regulating each other across billions of years. Yet, a profound mystery remains hidden in the ancient light of the oldest quasars. Through the lenses of our most advanced space observatories, we find these fully formed billion solar mass behemoths existing less than 1 billion years after the Big Bang. The timeline completely defies our current models of stellar collapse and gradual gas accretion. How did these cosmic engines grow so massive, so incredibly quickly, in the immediate chaotic wake of creation? Did they begin as direct collapse black holes, bypassing the normal stellar phase entirely, or were they rapidly seeded by the chaotic merging of incredibly dense, early star clusters? The echoes of that primordial era still hold their secrets tightly, challenging everything we know about gravity. The blazing, violent era of the quasar is largely a relic of the distant past. As the universe expanded and aged, the chaotic collisions of gas-rich early galaxies became far less frequent. The massive cosmic fuel supplies dwindled. The great engines slowly starved and fell silent across the cosmos. Today, most supermassive black holes, including the one at the center of our own Milky Way galaxy, are entirely dormant. Sagittarius A, our local Leviathan, is a quiet, starving giant. It occasionally flares as it consumes a stray asteroid or a wispy cloud of gas, but otherwise, it rests silently in the dark, its engine idling. But this quiet slumber is not necessarily permanent. The cosmic engines are merely waiting for the next influx of fuel. In approximately 4.5 billion years, the Milky Way is destined to collide with our massive neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy. This monumental cosmic crash will violently funnel vast new reservoirs of gas and dust directly into the combined galactic centers. The dormant singularities will abruptly awaken from their eons-long sleep. New accretion disks will ignite with blistering heat. New relativistic jets will pierce the surrounding darkness, and our combined galaxy may once again blaze with the blinding light of a reborn quasar. We are ultimately forced to redefine our relationship with the cosmic abyss. The crushing gravity of a singularity is not the end of the story, nor is it merely a graveyard for dying stars. It is the crucible where the universe's most extreme energies are forged and released. The ancient light that travels for billions of years to reach our eyes, the invisible radiation that sculpts the shapes of massive galaxies, the violent winds that dictate the birth and death of entire stellar generations, all owe their existence to these invisible, infinitely dense points of no return. In the grand architecture of the cosmos, absolute darkness and blinding light are not opposites. They are intimate partners in a magnificent, ongoing engine of creation and destruction. The brightest, most powerful objects in the entire universe are born directly from its deepest, most inescapable shadows. They stand as a testament to the strange, beautiful physics of our reality, reminding us that in the vast, untamed expanse of the cosmic vault, the most terrifying monsters are also the most vital architects of the stars.